Good afternoon, everybody. I was going to relay another dream I had last night, and sometimes as dreams come up, I may put them out there. I've had very vivid dreams since I was young, very symbolic, and just you're really in them, so vivid, honestly. Just like you're in that world and living it. But anyway, last night was one that was interesting. There was a lot to it, but one of the scenes was I was looking over like a field, and who was sitting in the center of the field? Donald Trump, of all things. And he was sitting on this tablecloth on the grass and eating away. Okay, I don't know, it looked like he had chicken, all kinds of food there, and a bib on, and just munching away. And there was something about a key, or he needed some kind of key. And I was looking over at him, and I had a key in my hand, so I threw it across this field, and it didn't go that far. It probably went about midway. Even though it seems like I threw it really hard, it didn't have a lot of strength in that throw to get to him. Okay. And then next thing, what happens is Melania comes along, and she's beside me, and she throws him a key, and it is very accurate in how it hits him. He gets it. He gets the key. And it was really, she really hit the mark there with that key. Anyway. So anyway, I went up closer to this scene, and on the grass, it was actually the key that I had thrown him was a little bit closer to him than what I thought. And I picked it up, and when I picked it up, it looked like one of the pendulums I have. And I could see that pendulum now. It has like a little pink type of pearl thing and a white pearl on it. But at the bottom, there was a key of this pendulum. All right, and I went to hand it to him, but he really didn't notice it too much. He didn't grab for it. Okay, so in the scene then, anyway, I was standing there, and he was eating. But anyway, and then he began to talk, it really kind of like I wasn't there, and yet he did acknowledge me. I have to say the feeling was, at least when he was speaking, was somewhat personable. Something about him in that way, talking like, you felt it. I didn't feel unwelcome there, anything. It was an interesting feeling. And, but anyway, he began talking away to someone else, and he was talking about something about a king and queen. And I, was listening, but listening to it, I didn't feel at all, in the way the conversation was, it was so elite sounding. It wasn't a conversation that I have ever participated in, so I didn't speak at all. Okay, but anyway, it was interesting. That was the dream there. And then on the side, there was like this boat, on the side. It was kind of a split screen towards the end. There was like a cruise ship or a boat or something, in which it just was felt here that there was a journey being taken, And again, this didn't relate at all to the Trump scene, but it was on the side of that, like a journey towards a whole nother horizon, a different way. And so anyway, towards the end of the dream, what bubbled up, or when I was not quite awake, was more, okay, that was the key for him to unlock the mysteries, okay, to understand the purpose of this world, to understand his purpose, to understand where things need to go. And that was the key that could open the door to goodwill, okay, to unlock the mysteries. And the ingesting all that food, again, what was felt is that not just him, it was so symbolic of not just him, but humanity ingesting, not always, not the good, best things for themselves. And not just him, but, just that type of ingestion that comes from more personal, selfish needs. And anyway, the thing with Melania hitting the mark with her key was interesting too, because again, and this just bubbled up at like I say towards the end there, is that she hit the mark because, whatever her key was in the manner of taking things, all right, and again, and what was heard was lady mistress hit the mark. Okay, she is more focused on the exterior things, and so this perfect kind of way where everything seems like it's so in line and perfect outside, and it's all lining up. Okay, that's why she hit it, lady mistress. Okay, this is again what was heard. But it, again, it was more exterior based. It was focused on externally looking perfect, and that's the one he caught. That's the one he caught. And the other one, again, by the weakness, it didn't, of the strength of the throw here. And I don't want to say here like it's really me in it. These things are more symbolic. But it just, didn't get to him. But the feeling was because there's still a lot of forward movement that needs to happen for humanity to get into these mysteries and get into the true purpose of life. And again, as we know, the pendulum thing is more symbolic of unlocking those mysteries, those boxes, seeing different realities beyond your own, compartmentalized little world you live in. And then also, speaking of spirit, is more, moving towards the goodwill for all. Okay, so that didn't get there. It needed a lot more forward motion. And when I picked it up at the end, I was standing right by him, his little picnic he was having, and I just held it up. It was long, and there was that key, but he didn't grab for it. He didn't notice it. And I just kind of, with a key on a pendulum, unlocking those mysteries, those boxes. So anyway, that was an interesting dream that I wanted to share with people. And also in, the message there is to really look at what the true purpose is in your world. Looking deeply at that, clearly ingesting the right things, for your health, for not only your bodily health, but spiritual well-being. Not just junk food and just porking out on that kind of thing and filling yourself up with that. Now, like I say, when I did near him, the feeling was not, he wasn't rude to me. It wasn't evil. It wasn't anything like that, actually. He was very cordial in his feeling, and very, I want to say personable. So, and that was interesting too. So, I just put out the reality of the dreams here. It is a dream, however, there's symbology in these dreams. So for anyone that's interested, you can certainly listen and maybe get something out of it. What I do is I put things out as they come, as they unfold, no matter how odd or unusual, or maybe people take it, they don't. But it's the reality of what unfolds here, and I'm not layering anything over it or taking anything away, from it to try to act like a certain way to it, take it as it is. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye.